Hello everyone, this is cztl and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov beginner map guide. Today we'll be giving a brief overview of Shoreline for those of you who are brand new to the map. Shoreline is a great map for all stages of the way, but can be especially good early on in your progression because of the diverse loot and things that you can do here. It's a unique map where you aren't forced into a particular gun or type of playstyle. I like to say it's got something for everyone. Shoreline is one of my favorite maps. It was actually the first map that I ever learned, so it's a bit nostalgic for me. My friends who got me into the game loved playing this map, and I can still remember going in completely naked, them dropping me a backpack with a whole kit. The Meta SR25 with multiple scopes, huge backpack, armor, face shield, etc. It was great. When they weren't online, I kept playing it to try to learn it, and I was so lost. I can't count the number of times that I spent 15 minutes looking for the extract, blowing up on mines, and dying to sniper scavs. My goal for this video is to give you enough map knowledge to be able to know roughly where you spawn, where you need to extract, some key areas, where you'll find a lot of combat, and some helpful tips, like a condensed and expedited version of me learning the map. Your goal should be to write down in the comments any questions that you still may have after the video. So let's dive in now. As I've mentioned in my other beginner map guides, the most important thing that you can do as a new player when entering your first raid is to have a map handy. You can Google them or use a site like MapGenie, which I will link in the description. This is an excellent source of information as it has almost everything that you need with interactive filters. And no, I am not sponsored by them. I strongly recommend putting this map up on a second monitor or as the only other window open so that you can quickly alt-tab to it. So right now we're looking at a very detailed map of Shoreline. The arrows are the possible spawn points, while the green-blue text are the possible extracts. The top of the map is everything except inside the resort, while the bottom map is all 5 floors of the resort, including the roof and the basement. I'm not going to mention loot, except for this one point. The resort has some of the best loot in the game. You just have to be very careful when you go in there. It's a bit more complicated than this, but as a new player, just focus on the left side of the map needs to go to the right, and vice versa. You can tell what side of the map that you spawn on by double tapping O to bring up the extracts. If you have Road to Customs or Road at Railbridge, you spawn on the left or the west side of the map. If you have Path to Lighthouse and Tunnel, then you spawn on the east or the right side. In terms of extracting, these 4 highlighted extracts are the ones that you should focus on. Tunnel, Path to Lighthouse, Road at Railbridge, and Road to Customs. Let me know in the comments if 2 of these are not always available to you. I also want to let you know that there might be a current bug in the game where, regardless of where you spawn on the map, you can extract a Path to Lighthouse. So use that while you can. So now let's go over some landmarks to help orient yourself while you're crossing the map. In no particular order, we have Radio Tower, Weather Station, this prison, Construction Area, also known as Crane, Bank, what I like to call Beacon Tower, Gas Station, Power Station, Bus Station, Guard River Checkpoint, Cottages, Village, Swamp, Scav Island, Spine, and finally, Resort. Inside the resort can be a bit confusing at first. Resort is divided into 2 wings, connected by an administration building and a sky bridge connecting the second floor of both wings. The resort is filled with rooms with open and locked doors, fantastic loot, and finally, usually very geared and hard to kill players. The West Wing has 3 entrances apart from the windows and the administration building, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the side. It also has a way to enter the roof by using this ladder, although you're quite noisy and exposed when you go up the stairs. The basement and the first floor have no obstacles. The second floor has one barrier that you can jump over, and you're going to make noise doing it by hitting the barbed wire. The third floor has two barriers, one that you can go around near the westmost stairs, and one that you cannot go around. The east wing is a bit simpler. There are no barriers that you cannot get around. It only has two entrances in the front, and similar to the west wing, you can get onto the roof by the stairs outside or inside. There's one on the third floor, but you can get around it by using the balcony connecting the two rooms right next to it. There's no basement access currently. I'm not going to cover the administration building because it's very small and easy to navigate once you get the hang of it. Moving on to gameplay, Shoreline is a very different map than most others. It is one of the only maps that I frequently run into squads 20 minutes into the raid. This means there aren't as many frequently traveled routes, but I will show you a couple that people use who want to get through the map quickly. You typically have around 60% or so of the people running toward the center of the map off of spawn. A lot of these people will be heading to Resort, while others are looking to quickly kill scavs or do other things. The people looking to cross the map quickly, most of the time will follow these three main routes. I also want to mention a couple intermediate points that you will frequently find combat at the beginning that aren't in the middle of the map. Radar, construction, and cottages. Shoreline is infamous for having natural choke points to get through the center of the map. There are really only 5 ways to get through these choke points, and the visibility is really high, so people can see you from very far away. These choke points are behind Resort, through Resort via either the Sky Bridge or the admin building, in front of the Resort, by the power station, and between the bank and the gas station. There's a river blocking everything else off. The highlighted areas in red are where you will most frequently encounter enemies in the beginning. These areas highlighted in orange are some areas to be a bit more cautious, as you'll still encounter dangerous enemies, but less frequently. Both sets of areas are decent loot areas, so you can find some valuable stuff there. In terms of NPC enemies, there's just scavs and the boss Sanitar. He doesn't wear any armor, but he has a lot of hit points. Lots of rounds won't kill him with one shot to the head. He usually has a weapon like a VSS with a Valde sight, or something else that has some decent range. His minions are arguably more dangerous, with various types of weapons, and they're typically packing level 5 armor. They're really tough to encounter outside unless you are very far away, and in that case, you're not likely to be able to get all 3 sniping them. It makes going to the bank, cottages, or resort a very risky proposition. It may seem daunting to go here, but if you don't deviate from your typical playstyle, I'm sure that you can find success here. Early on in the wipe, or if I'm outgeared by others, I like to bring a VPO with AP rounds or an SKS with PS rounds. Play it slow, stay in cover, and stay away from the resort until later on in the raid. Those are some quick survival tips. My favorite thing to do here is, if I get a good enough spawn, is to run across the choke points and start approaching people as I head to extract and loot along the way. It really catches people off guard when you're across the choke points heading toward them. Let me know if there's anything that you think I should include or leave out in the comments for my next beginner map guides that I'm creating. I really value all your feedback. For this guide, I just wanted to give you the information that you needed to survive and let you explore the map on your own. If you found this content helpful, smash the like out of that ship button, let me know what you found most helpful in the comments, and subscribe to receive my next map guide and other helpful Tarkov content in the future. If you haven't seen my other map guides, there should be a link here. Until next time, I will see you in Tarkov.